Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, my dear students of Tomato School. Inshallah, in this video, we are going to study lesson 4 and 5. Let's start with lesson 4. Of course, we have some new vocabulary that we have to study. First, this word is sportsmanship. Sportsmanship, it's a very important value that everyone should have. What is sportsmanship? Who can tell me what is sportsmanship? Sportsmanship, as you can see, it's a behavior or an action in sport that is fair and shows respect to the other players. So if you show respect to other players, if you accept the result of the match, so you have sportsmanship. Sportsmanship. When you play a sport, you are playing against an opponent. So you have to treat your opponent with respect. You have to respect your opponent. This is called an opponent. Sometimes we call him my rival or opponent. So an opponent is a person who disagrees with you, okay, in a sport, or he is against you in, of course, in an opinion, okay? So again, sportsmanship and opponent are very two important words in our lesson today. So in this lesson we have to know some psychological factors, and we have some also mental factors.
Mentality.
Okay? So when we talk about mental factors, so we are talking about the mentality of the person, the mentality, the person's particular way of thinking about things. So he has a good mentality, he thinks well, he has a good attitude against or for things. In sport, when you perform and you improve your performance, so you have determination. So you have determination to do something, and it's also called motivation. Motivation, something inside you that urges you or encourages you to do something. This is called motivation. Also, we have the word determination. So motivation is enthusiasm for doing something. Enthusiasm for doing something. So you have motivation, and you are motivated, a motivated person. Determination, every player has his own determination to win the game. I have that determination. I insist. I play well. I play hard to win the game. So it's my determination. So it's the intensity of determination, which is called stimulation. So the word stimulation is an action or thing that causes someone or something to become more active and enthusiastic. So stimulation, again, you enjoy your life with stimulation. Feedback is information about the outcome of a performance. So when I ask my students, how is the lesson today? And I ask for reviews from the students, so it's feedback. Of course, I ask for feedback to correct myself, to judge myself, and so on. So if I have any problems, I can correct them. So this is called feedback. Yeah, feedback. It's an advice or information about something done. So it can gently affect future motivation and performance. So if you have feedback of your performance, so later you will, of course, adjust it or you'll change your performance. Your personality, it's a very important question here that we have all to understand. Your personality can affect your choice of sports and performance. Is it right? Exactly. Your choice of sports and performance is, of course, affected by your personality. So when you are an extrovert, it's totally different when, of course, from when you are introvert. We have two important words here. Extrovert, an energetic, happy person who enjoys being with other people. He doesn't stay alone most of the time. He is always with other people, so he is extrovert. Some extroverts like contact sports. The kind of sports that they like is called contact sports, in which they can show direct aggression. So this is a form of aggression. Boxing needs aggression. Football also sometimes needs aggression. So it's our word today, aggression, which is violent behavior or attitude towards another person. So you have the readiness to attack or confront someone is called aggression. When you play a sport, you are playing with teammates. You are not playing alone if you are playing a team sport. So you are with teammates. Teammates. Coaches and teammates need to keep excited about performing. Coaches and teammates need to keep them excited about performing. So this is the teammate, a player on the same team. My friend in the team is called my teammate. Introverts, the other people, we have extroverts, and the other side we have introverts, who they are usually shy. They perform better at lower stimulation levels. They don't play contact sports. They don't need aggression in the sports. They are mostly shy, quiet, unable to make friends easily. They are not able to make friends easily. They are shy. They are introverts. You are on an introvert, that means you are shy, but it doesn't mean I hate people. Introvert is, of course, is the opposite of extrovert. Okay, this is our list of our vocabulary again: sportsmanship, introvert, extrovert, opponent, mentality, teammate, aggression, motivation, determination, feedback, and stimulation. Repeat after me again: sportsmanship, introvert, extrovert, opponent, mentality, teammate, aggression, motivation, determination, feedback, and stimulation. Now open your book, page 42. In this lesson, we have to know question words. Of course, it's very important. If you want to ask a question, the first thing you have to do is question words. So the first one, if I want to ask about things, names, and so on, so I use the word what. What is your name? My name is Hani. This is a name, so it's a thing. If you ask about people or a person, you use who. Who is your best player? Who is your best player? Of course, my best player is Messi or Ronaldo or whoever. So a person. If you ask about a place, you ask using where. Where are you? Where are you from? I am at home. I am at school. If you ask about the time, you say when. When is your birthday? When is the first lesson? When is your wedding? And so on. It's in April. It's at 9 o'clock and so on. If you are asked more specifically about the time, we can say what time is the first lesson? What time is the movie? What time is the match? So you can say at 9 p.m. or at 9 o'clock. When you use the word why, of course, you are asking about a reason or a cause. Why don't you play football? Because I am sick. Why were you absent yesterday? Because I was outside Kuwait, for example. So it's a reason. When you ask about the way to do things, you ask using how. How do you go to school? How do you answer this question? I go to school by car. I go to school on foot, and so on. Choice, if you are choosing between two, so you say which is your favorite player, Messi or Ronaldo, so you can say I prefer Messi, and so on. So these are question words. They are very important. In our page here, we have the first exercise. It's about asking questions. Which question words do we use to ask about thing, a place, a time, number, or person? Take your time and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, that's enough here. Of course, if you ask about a particular thing or a group of things, who can tell me? Who can answer? Of course, exactly. It's what. What is this? And so on. The next one, B. What word do we use to ask about a place? Who can tell me? Exactly. It's where. Where. If you ask about a time, what word do we use? Of course, when. You use the word when. I'm asking about a number of people, a number of students, a number of items, and so on. I use the word how many. How many? How many people are there? How many students are there in the classroom? If you ask about a person, you use who. Who are you? Who is this person? Who is your teacher? And so on. So these are called question words. It's very important to know these words if you want to ask a question. Here we have to write 6 sports or general knowledge questions using these six question words or phrases. They are how many, what, when, where, which, and who. Now write 6 sports or general knowledge questions. Take your time. I'll be back in a minute. That's enough. Now it's time to check the answers. Who can ask a question using how many? Exactly. How many countries took part in the Olympic Games? How many countries took part in the 2004 Olympic Games? This is an example question for the word how many. Next, if I ask using what team did Kuwait beat in the football qualifiers for Beijing Olympics 2008? How many, what team, I'm asking what, using what? Of course, Bahrain was beaten by Kuwait. Using when did the first modern Olympic Games take place? We are using the word when to answer, to have an answer like this in 1896. Which country has won the most gold medals in the Pan-Arab Games? Of course, it's an answer, or the answer for this question is Egypt. Egypt won the most gold medals. Who is the most famous footballer in the world? We have so many good players, but the most famous, of course, we have so many famous players, and they are all skilled players. Let's move to lesson 5. Still, we are on page 42 and 43. In this page, we have an article, or we call it an extract. An extract from revision, a revision guide about sports psychology. What do different sportsmen need to do to stay motivated? Here, the title of the article is called Sports Mentality. Now it's your turn, and you have to know different sportsmen. What do they need to stay motivated? That's enough. Of course, sportsmen, they need some things that help them stay motivated all the time. What do they have? They have to want to perform. They have to improve their performance, to perform and to improve their performance. In the second exercise, we have here venues, and we studied the word venue in lesson 3, in unit 3. It's a place where things happen or where events happen. So these are called venues. Here we have 4 venues. Please identify the sport and write a brief description of this sport or psychological factors needed for this sport. For example, here in sentence or the picture A, the first picture, we have a pitch. This is called pitch. In picture B, we have a course. C and D, we have courts, court 1 and court 2. Take your time, I'll be back in a minute. That's enough. Now let's check the answers. Of course, the pitch is for football. People who play this sport are mostly extroverts. This sport needs direct aggression and high stimulation levels and open skills. So we play football at the pitch, not beach, it's pitch, okay? The second one, which is course play, it's a venue for playing golf. We play golf at the course. People who play golf mostly are introverts. They are introvert. They need to focus. They need to stay calm. They need low stimulation levels. They don't need aggression, and they are mostly introvert. Here is a course for basketball. In this sport, we have extrovert players. It needs, of course, direct aggression and contact. It needs high stimulation levels, and of course, it needs open skills. Open skills. The last one is for tennis. A tennis court, mostly for introvert people like golf players. It needs for indirect aggression. It doesn't need direct aggression, so it needs indirect aggression and focus and regular routines. Focus and regular routines. These are venues for some sports. Okay, so this are some examples. Of course, I ask you now to give me some examples of extrovert sports. We studied already football and basketball, and more we can see boxing is a sport that needs, of course, aggression. So people who do boxing are extrovert. Next, football. In football, we need, of course, aggression, so they are extrovert. They are extrovert. Okay, now tell me two examples of introvert sports. Introvert sports are like bowling, of course, bowling and golf. Bowling and golf players are introvert. Okay, introvert players are shy, calm, and loner, but extrovert players are excited most of the time, social, and aggressive. Okay, this is the end of our lesson today. Thank you very much. Inshallah, see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.